What's up, everybody? I'm Stella Chung, and this is the Weekly Fix, where we round up all the gaming and entertainment headlines you may have missed this week. Lots of gaming news to unpack, as Microsoft has made the largest gaming acquisition in history by buying Activision Blizzard, sending Sony stocks stumbling after the announcement. In the entertainment world, the Amazon Lord of the Rings series has revealed its title, and we have some details regarding the new Dragon Ball Super movie. Let's just dive into it.
Okay, so holy Microsoft just bought Activision Blizzard. Xbox has announced a deal to buy Activision Blizzard, the company behind Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, and many other gaming franchises like Tony Hawk, Crash Bandicoot, Diablo, Overwatch, Pitfall, and a million other IPs, all coming in at a stupefying $68.7 billion. For reference, that's like Disney buying Star Wars 17.5 times, or like Facebook buying 70 Instagrams. This is one of the biggest deals in entertainment history, and I'll be honest, I'm completely stunned over this news. I really don't think anyone was expecting this. This is wild. Okay, so announced on Xbox Wire, the CEO of Microsoft Gaming, Phil Spencer, announced that all Activision Blizzard companies would report to him after the deal is closed. Now, no timescale has been given for how long the deal will take to close, and it's likely that the deal will be examined as to whether it creates a monopoly before it's formally approved. Spencer confirmed that Activision Blizzard would continue to run as an independent company until the deal is complete. As expected, Spencer says Xbox will include as many Activision Blizzard games as we can in the Xbox Game Pass service, which just hit 25 million subscribers recently. Bloomberg sources report that Microsoft plans to continue selling some Activision games on PlayStation, but will make some content exclusive to Xbox. This is personal speculation here, this is just me, but this could potentially mean that mainline Call of Duty games head to Xbox exclusively, while stuff like Warzone goes multi-platform. But again, too early to tell. I'm just inventing stuff in my brain right now. I'm stunned, and we're figuring this out on the fly. That said, when Xbox bought Bethesda last year, people thought that stuff like Starfield would stay multi-platform, until we found out it will be exclusive to Xbox and PC when it launches later this year. These are wild, crazy, unprecedented times. IGN will continue to report on this news, and also will continue to bleep out the several times I will continue to say, holy as this story unfolds, because holy no, seriously, like, this is absolutely wild. If I can go off script for a second. I woke up this morning, I was making a coffee, I had no idea anything like this would happen. This is gigantic news, and now everything is up in the air. Microsoft is buying a lot of things. I don't know what this means for the rest of the gaming industry. I don't even know if this deal will be 100% approved, because it seems a little monopolistic. I don't know. I mean, if Amazon can run the entire planet and Disney can own everything, then I guess there's no rules anymore. Get out there and buy. All right, now one thing that is also up in the air with this massive acquisition is the role that current Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick will play in the company's future, now that he's theoretically no longer running things. Kotick says the company expects the deal to close sometime in Microsoft's fiscal 2023 year, ending June 30th, 2023, but where he'll land when that happens remains uncertain. IGN has learned that Kotick's future at Activision Blizzard is still officially unconfirmed. Due to the time between the deal's announcement and its expected close date in Microsoft's 2023 financial year, IGN understands that no firm decision has been made about Kotick's role at the company after that point. Now, Activision Blizzard and its current and former employees are in the middle of dealing with the fallout of a lawsuit filed by the California Department of Fair Employment and Housing that alleges the company fostered a frat boy culture in which female employees were subjected to sexual harassment, unequal pay, and so much more, which caused protests, walkouts, CEOs quitting, all of which Bobby Kotick presided over and somehow managed to stay the entire time. It's possible that Kotick's position at the company will be under review after his current contract expires. Last year, Kotick took a 50% pay cut. Thoughts and prayers. He's still a billionaire. As part of the contract that extends until a minimum of March 31st, 2023, the Microsoft spokesperson did not make reference to that contract or if it would even be extended. Now, while never referring to those issues specifically in today's announcement, Xbox head Phil Spencer referred to Microsoft's commitment to inclusion among both employees and players and said that we're looking forward to extending our culture of proactive inclusion to the great teams across Activision Blizzard. In a separate Microsoft press release, a spokesperson said that Kotick would be driving efforts to further strengthen the company's culture until the deal was closed. Again, what does this mean exactly? Well, we're learning on the fly. As of the time of this video, multiple sources have confirmed that Bobby Kotick will in fact leave the company once the deal is finished sometime next year. Now, we'll keep following the story and keep you updated on how things unfold, and also how large his golden parachute covered in money will be when he floats to his giant home or the set of Moneyball 2.
Following yesterday's massive news that Microsoft was in the process of acquiring Activision Blizzard for $68.7 billion, shares of Sony Group Corp reportedly fell 13% on the Japanese stock market, according to Bloomberg. This translates to a whopping $20 billion dip in Sony's valuation. That is billion with a big B. This is the biggest drop Sony's seen since October 2008, and back then it was caused by a variety of factors, including global slowdown, the stronger yen, and decreased demand for Bravia TVs and digital cameras, but I think the cause of the drop this time around is pretty clear. Sony's business isn't solely dependent on PlayStation, but gaming and network services do account for around 30% of its revenue. A lot of PlayStation's success has stemmed from hardware sales driven by exclusive titles, but third-party titles obviously rake in some cash as well, especially consistently best-selling series like Call of Duty, which Activision owns. Anyway, if I got any of that financial stuff wrong, it's because normally my job entails me telling you that Crash Bandicoot is back and he has a new game on the way, and if you pre-order it now, you unlock exclusive jean shorts or extra Wumpa fruits or whatever. Speaking of very serious game journalism, some reports have surfaced that Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick expressed interest in purchasing the gaming media outlets Kotaku and PC Gamer in an effort to change the public narrative of the company following some recent controversy. This report comes by way of the Wall Street Journal, and though Activision's spokesperson disputed the claims and Kotaku and PC Gamer's parent companies didn't even comment, it wouldn't be the most controversial news to come out around Bobby Kotick's dealings. Activision Blizzard is currently embroiled in a number of legal scandals involving sexual harassment and misconduct within the company, which Kotaku and PC Gamer, and basically every other media outlet, have obviously reported on and will continue to do. If a billionaire buying a publication to stop it from giving him bad press sounds like something a comic book villain would do, well, it is. Lex Luthor did that with the Daily Planet in the pages of Superman, and Norman Osborn did that with the Daily Bugle in Spider-Man. It's also happened in real life, but I think we can all agree that it's more fun to talk about superheroes than reality. Anyway, much to the chagrin of everybody whose heart is not filled with spiders and dog dew, Bobby Kotick will remain the CEO of Activision Blizzard for the immediate future. There are some rumblings that he'll depart once Microsoft's acquisition is complete, and where he'll go from there is anybody's guess, but I think some sort of erotic solid gold space yacht is a pretty safe bet.
PUBG developer Krafton has filed a lawsuit against mobile developers Garena in addition to Apple and Google over two mobile games that are believed to be copies of its online shooter. According to the lawsuit spotted by The Verge, Krafton has accused Apple and Google of distributing blatant copies of its PUBG mobile game developed by Garena. Krafton seeks damages from Garena for what is described as a rampant, willful copyright infringement regarding two games, Free Fire and Free Fire Max. Garena's game Free Fire pits 50 players against one another in squads of 4, with 10-minute rounds set on a remote island location and sees players parachuting down to a safe zone with the goal of being the last surviving players. Krafton argues in the lawsuit that both Garena games rip off many features, weapons, armor, location, and even choices of texture and control schemes from PUBG Mobile. Both Free Fire and Free Fire Max are free-to-play games with in-app purchases that Krafton claims Garena made hundreds of millions of dollars from, with Apple and Google also earning a substantial amount of revenue from its distribution. When looking at both games side by side, it's really hard not to see the similarities. Garena games even include a frying pan being used as both a weapon and armor, just like PUBG. On December 21st, 2021, Krafton made contact with Garena over the games in question and demanded both Free Fire and Free Fire Max be shut down, which Garena refused to do. Krafton also reached out to Apple and Google regarding its distribution of the two games, but both companies failed to address the claims, which may now make both companies liable for willful infringement. In addition, Krafton has stated in the lawsuit that it asked for numerous posts that feature Free Fire and Free Fire Max on YouTube, which is owned by Google, to be taken down. YouTube has so far failed to remove them. It seems everyone is trying to get a piece of winner winner chicken dinner, as PUBG is also demanding a hacking group known for creating cheats for PUBG Mobile pay $10 million in damages. Suing people, man, that's the real battle royale. Moving on, Ubisoft is set to make a game where you play as a firefighter inside the Notre Dame blaze that occurred in 2019 and nearly destroyed the historic cathedral. The game is based on an upcoming movie, Notre Dame on Fire. The film recounts the April 15, 2019 night the cathedral went up in smoke. According to Verity, the game is a 1-hour experience, kind of like the Matrix Unreal Engine experience launched alongside that movie. Players will take on the role of a member of the Parisian Fire Brigade in a location-based VR escape game with puzzles that forces users to cooperate with one another to put out the blaze. Players will have to find relics and fight off the fire to save Notre Dame from utter devastation before time runs out. Ubisoft's also committed to rebuilding efforts involving Notre Dame and has pledged more than $500,000 in reconstruction funds, as well as making Assassin's Creed Unity free for a limited time in honor of the cathedral. Ubisoft also aided in rebuilding efforts by providing detailed models of Notre Dame from their game Assassin's Creed Unity, which architects use for reference. The game and film Notre Dame on Fire are set for release in March, while the Notre Dame Cathedral itself is scheduled to be reopened in 2024. And finally, Wendy's took to Twitter for National Roast Day to drag Xbox over a lack of co-op in Halo Infinite. Wendy's tweeted at the official Xbox account, starting off the conversation offering free salty roasts. After Xbox agreed to the roast, the Wendy's account replied with, "Wanna co-op this new Halo campaign?" The burn rippled all throughout the internet as many felt the sentiments behind Wendy's roast. Halo is ironically known for local split-screen co-op, and with it nowhere to be seen upon Infinite's launch, many were thinking exactly that. Although the head of creative, Joseph Staten, had mentioned back in August that both campaign co-op and Forge were set to arrive later this year, no release date has been confirmed. Wendy said it, but I do agree with him. Wendy's also roasted some notable Twitter accounts like Overwatch League, Hot Wheels, Axe, Aflac, 7-Eleven, and more. It's a pretty obvious marketing ploy, but here we are reporting on it, so I guess it worked. Be sure to check out the whole thread for some really good laughs though.
It's time to take a quick break, but when we come back, we've got even more gaming news and the official title of the new Lord of the Rings series. See you in a bit. Welcome back. Amazon has announced that their newest Lord of the Rings series will be titled The Rings of Power and takes place in the Second Age, long before the events of the original trilogy. But before we get to that, the gaming news train continues, as it turns out Microsoft stopped producing the Xbox One way back in 2020 to focus on the Series X. Let's find out a little bit more.
According to a recent report from The Verge, Microsoft has stopped producing Xbox One consoles in an effort to focus its resources on its new generation consoles. The company announced it ceased production of all Xbox One and digital Xbox One S consoles back in 2020, a few months prior to the launch of the Xbox Series X. Xbox also alluded to ceasing manufacturing of this version of the Xbox One S a few months after that. Focusing entirely on Xbox Series console production may help ease supply issues and counter worldwide part shortages other tech companies are facing due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Word of the discontinuation of the Xbox One line made news after Sony reported it was set to produce more PlayStation 4 consoles. With an estimated 1 million more units set to go into production for release, Sony's hope is the PlayStation 4 will fill in the vacuum created by ongoing PlayStation 5 shortages. This marks a stark contrast in strategy from the two tech companies, with Microsoft able to continue producing more of its next-gen consoles while Sony struggles to keep up with demand. And if you're wondering, yes, you can go online right now and get an Xbox Series S on Amazon. Though for those who still own Halo 3 on the Xbox 360, just an FYI, the servers have been turned off forever, so a moment of silence to pay tribute. In other news, a Starfield-themed watch has leaked online, and fans are hoping it's part of the title's collector's edition on launch. The watch was first spotted in a behind-the-scenes trailer last year, but new images have surfaced on the Starfield subreddit by user Squiddy Vaughn, who says they found the images alongside a user manual draft by prop and replica design agency The Wand Company. Besides the basics telling of time, the smartwatch will have added features like location, temperature, humidity, and local times for sunrise and sunset. The wand company is known for working on a number of other projects, such as the various premier display-grade Pokeball replica and the collectible Pip-Boy released alongside certain editions of Fallout 4. Though many on the subreddits hypothesize the watch will come as part of Starfield's Collector's Edition, that has yet to be confirmed by Bethesda. Squiddyvon followed up with the suggestion that the watch may be used as part of Starfield's UI, noting how the Pip-Boy was used in the Fallout game's menu system, so the watch could have a similar function in Starfield. We won't know the details surrounding the watch until sometime later this year, with Starfield being released November 11th on PC, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S, with no plans for a PlayStation port. And finally, in celebration of its 35th anniversary, Capcom is hosting a brief crossover Spirit event with Nintendo's Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Starting tomorrow, January 14th, as a time-limited Spirit battle, players will be faced with a 4-star legendary status Evil Ryu. In addition to Evil Ryu, previously available Street Fighter Spirits will appear more often during the anniversary event, which ends on January 19th. So get out there and complete your Spirit collection. And now we've grown accustomed to all sorts of things being made in Minecraft, from a one-to-one replica of the Starship Enterprise to a working CPU, but how about this? Doom. Yes, a modder somehow made a Doom campaign complete with baddies to shoot and guns to shoot them with inside Minecraft. Modder Seaboogie uploaded a trailer of the project to Reddit and YouTube, and it looks pretty metal. The mini-campaign features 4 different levels: Mars, the Foundry, the UAC facility, and the Nether. It also has cutscenes, boss fights, and other things that you would expect Doom to have. It took about 2 years for Seaboogie to make this, so show this intrepid modder some love and download the project from their website. We'll put the link in the description. If fighting demons from hell in Minecraft isn't enough for you, how about going to the gates of hell in real life? Interested? Well, you better do it before they're extinguished for good. A sinkhole in Turkmenistan, which has been burning since the 1970s, may be closed forever due to the environmental damage it's causing. The Darvaza crater, also colloquially called the Gates of Hell, can be found about 150 miles north of Turkmenistan's capital, Ashgabat. It stretches 230 feet across and was formed when a sinkhole opened up during a Soviet mining operation in 1971. This sinkhole was then set alight to burn off excess methane and other natural gases. At the time, it was thought the sinkhole would burn for a couple of weeks, but here we are 50 years later and the gates of hell are still open. The government of Turkmenistan wants to seal it up because of the damage the gases are doing to the environment and the health of people living nearby. The Darvaza crater is a popular tourist attraction, so get your Instagram photo ops in before it's sealed up. And no, that wasn't about video games, but it could make a good one. Get on it, developers. Let me know if you need a beta tester.
Now, the title for Amazon Prime Video's Lord of the Rings show has finally been revealed, and it's The Lord of the Rings of Power. Yeah, there's a whole lot of thes and ofs and rings. Not the most elegant of titles, yes, but it does promise something that should get Tolkien fans very excited for what's ahead. Now, showrunners J.D. Payne and Patrick McKay explained the meaning of the title in a statement saying, quote, "The Rings of Power unites all the major stories of Middle-earth's Second Age, the forging of the rings, the rise of the Dark Lord Sauron, the epic tale of Numenor, and the last alliance of elves and men." Also adding, quote, "Until now, audiences have only seen on screen the story of the One Ring, but before there was one, there were many. And we're excited to share the epic story of them all." Now, the title announcement video showed off hot liquid metal being poured into a mold to spell out the new title, and the voiceover spoke the familiar words heard at the start of the first Lord of the Rings movie, talking about the 3 rings for the elves, the 7 for the dwarves, the 9 for men, and of course, the one to rule them all. That's an awful lot of rings. I don't even know if we have enough fingers for how many rings there are. And while we do know what happened to some of them, like the men ring bearers becoming the Nazgul, there's still plenty of mystery surrounding the rest. Now, some of the rings were lost to history, so, this show is creating new lore that may finally reveal the answer to mysteries Tolkien fans have been wanting for decades. Now, the Rings of Power takes place in the Second Age, thousands of years before the events seen in the movies, but you won't have to wait that long. Not thousands of years, nope. The series premiere drops on September 2nd, 2022. Oh, and that title reveal? I mean, can we talk about that title reveal? It wasn't CGI, it was all practical. How cool, or should I say hot, is that? Anyway, how do you feel about the title for The Rings of Power? Let us know in the comment section down below. And now it's time for the Return of the King. But we're not talking about the Lord of the Rings anymore. Nope. The beloved animated series King of the Hill is set to return to the small screen 25 years after its debut. Yeah. Now, that's right, y'all. Can y'all believe this? This is gonna be amazing. We're gonna be hearing about propane and propane accessories. Yes, according to The Hollywood Reporter, original series creators Greg Daniels and Mike Judge are bringing the show back, and they're doing it with a new animation company they created called Bandera Entertainment. Now, the co-creators didn't divulge any details on the returning series, but last year, writer Brent Forrester did tease that it would pick up 15 years after the events of the series finale that aired back in 2009. Now, hard to say what Hank Hill and his friends and his family might be up to, but we sure will see what Bobby Hill is up to. 15 years later, that means he'll be an adult. Good Hank, who was Hank Hill's baby brother, is probably gonna be a teenager, and we'll probably see Hank Hill hanging out with his half-brother that he met all the way in Japan. Yeah, I'm actually looking really forward to this and seeing what they're up to in the fictional town of Arlen, Texas for all that time. I don't know what they might do, but they're definitely gonna be doing a lot of drinking and standing around and just cutting grass and saying, yep. Anyways, if there's anything you wanted to tell the members of DC's Justice League, now's that time, because the upcoming Justice League number 75 will tell a story called The Death of the Justice League. Now, Entertainment Weekly broke the news with an interview with series writer Joshua Williamson, who revealed that the story starts with the League going off into space to battle the Dark Army, but only one member returns alive. Now, the team roster includes 10 members. You got your Supermans, your Batmans, Wonder Womans, Green Lantern John Stewart, Martian Manhunter, Hawk Girl, Aquaman, Green Arrow, Black Canary, and Zatanna. But if we had to pick just one that is most likely to survive, of course, it's gotta be Batman, right? Come on now. Dude's got a movie coming out very soon. He's gotta make it to that red carpet, or dark carpet, dark night carpet. I don't know, man. Anyway, Williamson explained how this Death of the Justice League story is mirroring the Death of Superman story from 30 years ago, where it happened in Superman number 75, and then there was no Superman comic for months. And to pay homage to that iconic story, after Justice League number 75, there will be no Justice League for a very long time. Now, the Death of Justice League drops on April 19th. Dragon Ball Superhero is still slated for this year, and it looks like we've got some more details that'll reportedly trickle in about the upcoming movie in this month's V-Jump magazine. Now, according to online Dragon Ball news reporter DBS Hype, this month's V-Jump will contain character breakdowns, Red Ribbon Army search files, and a special message from the creator of the series, Toriyama. Now, hopefully we'll begin seeing more marketing for the upcoming movie as we inch ever so closer to that April release date for Japan. And finally, check out Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg in this new poster for the upcoming Uncharted movie. Now, in it, you see a woman holding a torch in broad daylight, or another woman with a tiny ass knife. Tom Holland apparently has a tattoo of Antonio Banderas on his chest, and a bunch of dudes just standing in a boat. Yeah, that's Photoshop at its finest, y'all. Now, we also got these brand new images from the upcoming film, giving us a better, more accurate glimpse of the characters in action. Now, you can look out for Uncharted in theaters February 11th.
Hey, kid. A little young for a bartender, aren't you?
A little old for prom, aren't you?
Everything in here. Why the map?
It's the biggest treasure that's never been found.
5 billion, easy.
But it's just a story.
I beg to differ.
$500 ago, my family found the world's biggest fortune, then was betrayed. People have been searching for it all in vain.
Both you turn your keys clockwise at the same time. Thanks a lot. You almost got me killed.
Clockwise, Sully!
Well, it was 50-50, so I made a guess.
Clearly.
But the voyage was not just about gold. It was something much more valuable. This cross has a very tragic history. So much blood.
I'm pretty sure he's just threatening to kill me. Oh, this is gonna suck!
Don't get caught.
You were just gonna leave me back there.
Somebody had to get the cross.
Your brother believed that there was a final piece.
Well, you know my brother's sick.
You have no idea who you partnered with.
What else aren't you telling me?
The victor is Boyles.
How are they gonna get them out of here?
Hey, put him down, boys.
What is that thing on your face?
Yeah, puberty's right around the corner, kid. You can grow your own.
Exclusively in movie theaters.
I'm Stella Chung, and that was your weekly fix. We'll be back here next Saturday with more of the biggest gaming and entertainment news of the week. See you then.